When my wife texted me and said my son ate his vegetables, I called the police. Every single night for the past 4 years, dinner has been a hostage negotiation. My son does not eat vegetables and has never eaten vegetables. We have tried bribery, begging, and blending them into smoothies, and nothing has ever worked. He once picked microscopic pieces of spinach out of a chocolate smoothie, gagged like he'd been poisoned, and didn't trust me for a week. So when my wife texted me a photo of his empty plate with the caption, "He ate all his broccoli without complaining," I did not feel joy. I felt my whole body go cold. I called her immediately. She answered on the second ring, sounding cheerful. "Can you believe it? He just decided to try it and he liked it." "That's incredible," I said carefully. "Can I talk to him? I want to tell him how proud I am." He's taking a bath right now. My son has not taken a bath since he was 4 years old. He screams like he's being murdered if we even suggest it. "Okay," I said. "I'm actually going to head home a little early." "Oh, you don't have to do that. We're totally fine here." My wife has never once in 9 years of marriage told me not to come home early. I ran straight out of the office without a second thought. I was doing 60 before I even made it out of the parking garage. I called 911 and tried to explain. "Sir, slow down," the dispatcher said. "Your son ate his vegetables and now he's taking a bath. My son would rather die than eat a vegetable and he doesn't take baths. She's telling me something is wrong." I could almost hear the dispatcher roll her eyes. "Is it possible he's just growing up and trying new things?" "Ma'am, this kid staged a hunger strike for 2 days because my wife put a single pea on his plate as a joke. Something is very wrong in my house right now." The dispatcher paused. "We're sending units. Stay on the line." I pushed the car to 90 and called my neighbor Eugene, a retired cop. "Eugene, I need you to look at my house right now." I heard him walk to his window. "There's a truck in your driveway that I don't recognize. White pickup, no plates. No plates. Can you see inside the house?" "No, all the blinds are closed. My wife never closes those blinds because our son likes to watch for my car when I come home." "Eugene, the police are on their way. Can you keep an eye on the house?" "I'm on my porch. I'm not moving." I was still 5 minutes out, and my wife and 7-year-old son were trapped in that house with someone who drove a truck with no plates. I pulled onto our street and slammed on the brakes when I saw 3 police cars and an ambulance. The officers had their weapons pointed at my front door. Eugene was on his porch shouting something at a cop and pointing at the side of the house. I jumped out of my car, and an officer tackled me into the grass before I made it 10 feet. "Sir, you need to stay back. That is my wife and son. There's a man inside with a knife. We are handling this." I lay on my neighbor's lawn and watched my own front door like it was the only thing left in the world. I heard my son crying inside the house, and the sound nearly broke me in half. Then I heard glass shatter, shouting, and officers rushed the front door. 30 seconds of chaos, screaming, a crash. Then an officer came out carrying my son, and 2 more officers dragged a man in handcuffs across my lawn with blood streaming down his face. My wife stumbled out behind them, shaking so hard she could barely walk, and I shoved past everyone to reach her. "He came in through the back while I was making dinner," she choked out. "He had a knife to my throat. He told me if I screamed he would hurt him first. He made me text you something normal so you wouldn't come home early. How did you think of the broccoli?" She looked at me with mascara running down her face. "He was watching everything I typed. I needed something that sounded like good news, but that you would know was impossible." She took a breath. 4 years of fighting him every night. I knew you would know. I looked down at my son clinging to my leg. "You okay, buddy?" He nodded and looked up at me with tears on his cheeks. "Daddy, I didn't really eat the broccoli. I promise."